Lesson 3, Perimeter and Circumference. Example 1, find the perimeter. To find the perimeter, what they're asking for is for you to find the length the entire way around an object. So just the same distance that I marked out with my black pen right there. You may notice on this U shape here that it's basically the same shape as a rectangle, it's just missing a chunk, which is going to be some useful information in a second. Especially if you notice, this chunk right here doesn't have a side length. Neither does this piece on the right. So that's two missing pieces of information we need to be able to find the perimeter. First, if the basic shape is a rectangle, opposite sides are the same. So this red side here is opposite the 9. Its length is also 9. For this missing part in green, if you notice, the top should be the same as the bottom. 15 is the total. Here I have 4, some of the green, I don't know how long yet, and the 3. So I need to think, what number do I need to add to 4 and 3 to get all the way to 15? And if you think that number is 8, you are correct. 4 plus 8 plus 3 is 15. So now we have all the lengths all the way around our shape. And what I like to do to make sure I don't miss any is I pick a corner and I start going around. So I start here on this corner, start at 9 plus 4 plus 5 plus that 8 we found, plus 5 plus 3 plus the 9 we found, plus 15. Add all of those up. 13, 18, 26, 31, 40, 34, 43, 58 is our perimeter. Example 2, circumference. Circumference is just the word for perimeter of a circle. Generally we calculate it either with the diameter, which is across a circle through the center, or the radius, which is from the center to the edge of the circle. They have two different formulas. Circumference is pi times the diameter, and circumference is 2 times pi times the radius. Now this strange symbol pi that I wrote down, spelt P-I if you're going to say it out loud, you actually use the abbreviated number for it, 3.14. In reality it goes on forever, 159, I think 627, yada yada yada. I'm not sure about those last 3 there. But for your calculations, you're just going to say it equals 3.14. So, if the diameter of the circle is 4, you just have C equals 3.14 times 4. Plug that into your calculator, you get a circumference of 12.56. That's how long the string would be to go around this circle. Same thing here. If the radius is actually 3, C equals 2 times 3.14 times 3. So it's 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 14, 64. 94, I believe. Let me double check that on a calculator. Oh, 84. I was off. My rounding is off today. That's your circumference. Just multiply the 3 numbers. Example 3, unknown diameter. So if you are given the circumference of a circle and you're asked to find a missing piece like the diameter or the radius, all you need to do is to use the appropriate circumference equation. Here's the circumference equation for diameter. Circumference is pi times the diameter. Substitute the values in, and then you can divide. I divide both sides by pi. I've got 24 divided by 3.14 equals the diameter. Well, that number is just 7.64331 blah 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 blah. Since we only use 2 decimal places for pi, only use 2 decimal places for your result. Make sure to round. 3 is less than 5, so we do not round up at all. So our diameter is approximately 7.64 units long. This perimeter problem combines a rectangle and half of a circle or a semicircle. Alright. First, using what you know about the rectangles where opposite sides are equal, you'll probably see pretty quickly that the top is also 10 units long. What will be harder to see is the length of the left-hand side. To do that, you need to know that the radius goes from the center to the edge. And if the radius happens to be 3 on this semicircle, well, that section from the center to the edge is 3, and the lower section from the center to the edge is also 3, for a total of 6 units. Now, the last part is finding the circumference of this semicircle around the outside edge here. It's only half of a normal circle. To find that, you use the radius of 3 and find the circumference of the whole circle. So circumference of the whole circle would be 2 times 3.14 times 3, or 2 times 3.14 times 3. The circumference here is 18.84. But that would be if it went the whole way around. Imagine the dotted line here. The circle goes the whole way around. We actually don't use that part at all because it's not on the perimeter of the shape. We only are using half of it, right? So divide that circumference in half. 18.84 divided by 2. And you get 9.42. So the length of this arc here, this semicircle, 9.42. Pick a corner. Start adding up. 6 plus 10 plus 9.42 plus 10. That is the whole perimeter, which is 35.42 units long.